Today our topic is the problem of evil. Can it ever be solved? This is one of the oldest and most difficult questions in philosophy and religion. It asks why there is evil in the world if there is a good and powerful God, or if life is supposed to have meaning. Many people struggle with this question because evil and suffering are everywhere. We see wars, diseases, natural disasters, and cruelty. How can we make sense of this? Can we ever find an answer? First, let's talk about what the problem of evil means. There are two main types of evil: moral evil and natural evil. Moral evil comes from human actions, like violence, greed, or hatred. Natural evil comes from nature, like earthquakes, floods, or diseases. Both types cause suffering, and both make us wonder why they exist. If the world is created by a good God, why does he allow such things? If life is supposed to be meaningful, why is there so much pain? One way to approach this problem is through religion. Many religions try to explain evil. For example, in Christianity, some people say evil exists because of free will. God gave humans the freedom to choose between good and bad. Without free will, we would be like robots, unable to love or do good. But with free will, we can also choose to do evil. This means evil is not God's fault, but the result of human choices. But this explanation doesn't fully solve the problem. What about natural evil? Why do innocent people suffer from things like cancer or hurricanes, which are not caused by human choices? Some say natural evil is a result of a fallen world, but this still leaves many questions unanswered. In other religions, like Buddhism, the problem of evil is seen differently. Buddhism teaches that suffering is a natural part of life. It comes from desire and attachment. To end suffering, we must let go of these things and find inner peace. This doesn't explain why evil exists in the first place, but it offers a way to deal with it. By changing ourselves, we can reduce our own suffering and help others. Another way to think about the problem of evil is through philosophy. Many philosophers have tried to solve it. One famous answer comes from Stoicism. The Stoics believe that we cannot control what happens to us, but we can control how we react. They said that suffering comes from our own thoughts and expectations. If we accept that life is full of challenges and focus on what we can control, we can find peace even in difficult times. This doesn't solve the problem of evil, but it helps us live with it. Another philosopher, Friedrich Nietzsche, had a different view. He said that life is not about avoiding suffering, but about finding meaning in it. He believed that suffering makes us stronger and helps us grow. This idea is similar to the saying, "What doesn't kill you makes you stronger." Nietzsche didn't try to solve the problem of evil, but encouraged us to face it with courage and creativity. Science also has something to say about evil. From a scientific point of view, evil and suffering are part of nature. Diseases, natural disasters, and even human violence can be explained by biology, physics, and psychology. Science doesn't try to answer why evil exists, but helps us understand how it works. For example, knowing how diseases spread helps us fight them. Understanding human behavior helps us prevent violence. Science doesn't solve the problem of evil, but it gives us tools to reduce suffering. Some people think the problem of evil can never be solved. They say evil is a mystery that goes beyond human understanding. We may never know why it exists, but we can still try to live good lives and help others. This doesn't mean giving up on finding answers, but accepting that some questions are too big for us. Others believe the problem of evil can be solved by changing how we see it. Instead of asking why evil exists, we can ask how we can make the world better. We can focus on helping those who suffer, fighting injustice, and creating a more caring society. This doesn't solve the problem of evil, but it gives us a way to respond to it. The problem of evil is also personal. Everyone experiences suffering at some point in life. We lose loved ones, face illness, or go through difficult times. How we deal with these experiences shapes who we are. Some people become bitter and angry, while others find strength and compassion. The way we respond to evil can make a big difference. One important idea is that suffering can have meaning. Even though it is painful, it can teach us important lessons. It can make us more empathetic, help us appreciate what we have, and inspire us to help others. For example, someone who has gone through a difficult illness may become more understanding and supportive of others facing similar challenges. This doesn't make the suffering good, but it shows that good can come from it. Another important point is that we are not alone in facing evil. Throughout history, people have come together to fight injustice, help those in need, and create a better world. This shows that even in the face of evil, there is hope. We can support each other, work together, and make a difference. The problem of evil also raises questions about the meaning of life. If there is so much suffering, is life worth living? Many people say yes. Despite the pain, life also has beauty, love, and joy. The good things in life can make the suffering worth it. This doesn't solve the problem of evil, but it reminds us that life is a mix of good and bad. In the end, the problem of evil may never be fully solved. It is a complex and deep question that has puzzled humans for thousands of years. But even if we can't find a perfect answer, we can still learn from it. We can think about how we live, how we treat others, and how we face challenges. We can find ways to reduce suffering and create more good in the world. The problem of evil also reminds us of our own limits. We are small in a big universe, and there are many things we don't understand. But this doesn't mean we should give up. Instead, we can focus on what we can do. We can be kind, help others, and try to make the world a better place. Even if we can't solve the problem of evil, we can still live meaningful lives. So, can the problem of evil ever be solved? Maybe not completely, but we can find ways to live with it, learn from it, and respond to it. We can focus on what we can control and work together to create a better world. The problem of evil is a challenge, but it is also an opportunity. It reminds us of the importance of love, compassion, and courage. And in the end, these are the things that matter most.